Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello.
All right, so you've been in the music business for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Most persons know you as Assassin or Agent Sasco,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to know how you actually got started, because I know you got started at a young age.
Yeah, so my career started in summer '99. I was schoolmates with Briggy Benz, who is Spraga Benz's nephew,
Right.
and over the course of that summer, through the way of me giving Briggy a song, and Spraga ended up, getting the song and me talking to Spraga, and from that, pretty much started music as a summer job, really. Spraga introduced me to Donovan Germain, and I still had 1 year of sixth form left, so I did that year, ended school in 2000, and by 2001, things started moving.
All right, so what was it like starting in school?
Um, but my mother would tell us it was very distracting. My teachers might agree. I
Mm-hmm.
said that it was fun. Um, yeah, I was, again, 16 and a half at the time, and just at that stage of development, well, at least for me, you were just more fearless and
Mm-hmm.
bold with certain things, and um, daring, I guess,
All right,
willing to take risks and just go for it.
so we know that the kids nowadays are a little bit more laid back. So what advice would you give to kids now that would want to venture into the music business from school like you did?
But first of all, I don't know that the kids nowadays are laid back.
Okay. I think they're a little bit laid back, speaking
Well,
from a teenagers.
well, and again, I say, again, I don't know that, so I'm not go proclaim that upon them.
Mm-hmm.
I think, each generation, you hear the generation before say why, everybody old days is the good old days, right?
Right.
So whatever the reality is, without pronouncing them either way, one or the next, the advice is the same. Try to
Mm-hmm.
maximize yourself, try to maximize your potential, and try to maximize your contribution to the world, whatever that contribution is to be based on what your skill sets are and what your talents are and what your interests are.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know you're more of a positive artist.
Am
So
I?
yeah, based on what we've seen, you've been on like a positive part.
Okay.
So what advice would you give younger persons who would want to come in, that would want to try
In terms
on,
of music business?
yeah, in terms of music and treading on that positive,
Well, so I
like,
won't limit my advice to music because, other young people have folks have all kinds of interests. So the advice is very much general.
right?
Whatever you're doing, you want to, not lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Observe your core values at all times, and hopefully those values are in keeping with things like integrity and honesty, and fairness, and not cheating anyone out, and
Right.
being a crab in a barrel, understanding that um, fear and scarcity and lack only limits you. And if you think in terms of abundance and think in terms of gratitude, understanding that you're not owed anything or entitled to anything, um, that has served me. And it's fair if you try to objectively think about it. There is nothing in those qualities that wouldn't serve you.
Right.
So
So you have evolved and you went on to university. What was that transition like for you?
it wasn't a transition. It was, another, just another, I guess, field of exposure. So
Mm-hmm.
you have what I call it, preschool or basic school, primary school, secondary,
Mm-hmm.
and tertiary is just another step in that. So I wouldn't consider it a transition. It was a little bit unorthodox being an online program that I was doing, and I did it having already started my career for several years. So you know it was interesting in that sort of way.
Right.
But again, just another form of development.
So kids that are taking on that step, what would be your advice?
Apply yourself 100%. I know why you're doing something.
Right.
Yeah, if you're just doing something for do its sake, the motivation might leave you. But if you know exactly why you're doing it and it's a good enough reason, then you know chances are you're going to be able to find the motivation and the discipline necessary to complete it, and also to not just complete it, but um, to again maximize it. Right. So
Right.
you can graduate, but you can graduate with a merit or a distinction or honors or whatever.
Right.
Um, and again, that comes down to your why. If you just do it because you want to shut up your mother and your father, you might just be graduating. But if you're doing it because you have a particular goal in mind and excellence is a part of that, then
Mm-hmm.
chances are you're going to pursue that and do the things that you need to do
Right.
to accomplish that.
And you're also a family man, which
Mhm.
I really admire. The role model that you are when it comes on to being a
Am
family
I?
man. Yes, out there, it's really a good look.
Mhm.
So, what is that like, being an entertainer and separating that part of your life and going home to wife and kids?
Well, I think first of all, I'm a man first before anything. So
Right,
um, I'm in the entertainment business. I've been in the entertainment business for a while. I also have other interests and other things. So I think one of the key things is I've never identified as I am this. No, I am me, and this is something that I do.
right,
So that being said, I don't carry it around with me. When I have a duty to perform or I have a particular task that requires me to be that, then that's that. But then
mm-hmm.
once I'm not doing that, then it's back to me again. So and
Right,
those roles include father and husband and a friend. I'm not Sasco to my friends. I'm me. So
right. You're Jeffrey to your friends.
there you go.
All right. So, what if your son or your daughter should walk up to you and say, Daddy, I want to become an entertainer like you, or I want to do it even bigger than you did it? What would be your response?
Um. So one of the things that I'm keen on cautioning myself about with the kids is to try to support them free of any bias or even baggage that I might have. So
Right,
it's to find a way to give them objective support, um, guidance, advice. Um, so in as much as I can, um, we do that. Give me feedback in a way that will be fun, that will serve them.
right.
Mhm.
All right, so now you're taking on the role businessman. So I'm here on your property. So I don't know if you want to tell me a little bit about your business adventure and what you're taking on here.
All right, so we've been developing this property for the last 4 years, Mulberry Valley Estate. It's a combination of several things, but at the core of it, let's just say it's a space to escape. It's a piece of the Jamaican countryside that will provide an opportunity for people to you know, the urban centers and connect with
Right,
nature. It's as you can see, you just I almost call it the bosom of the Almighty. You just immersed here in this valley, away from traffic noise and things like that. Bordered by a river and with a wide variety of you know fruit trees and just um, birds and the sound of the wind and just peace and quiet and tranquility. So we have several amenities that have added. One being the pavilion, which is a
right,
space for people to gather and it's a space for private events and family reunions and whatever retreats, that sort of thing. We also will have accommodations in some well-appointed villas. We call them cavillas because like a mountain cabin and a villa. Your own plunge pool, things like that.
right,
So it's a space that we are creating to give a real unique experience to our farm to table. We have an apiary on top of the hill, um, pickleball court, and all sorts of just different amenities. Like I say, for one to be with nature in a way.
So is it like fully open and functional
Oh no,
or
no, we're
okay,
still very much in the developmental stages, but uh, by the summer of this year, we begin our first phase, which is to
right?
make the property available for private events, not exceeding 150. So if you have more
Okay,
than that, sorry. So yeah, 150 guests would be our max for events, and then by next summer we'll have the first 4 units completed, so folks can access the property that way.
right. Um, so how would they get in touch? Do you have a website? Do you have a social media
I
page?
said the Mulberry page is Mulberry Valley JA. Also, yes, Mulberry
Mm-hmm.
Valley JA on Instagram, and on the profile you're able to sign up for our mailing list for information and details. So when things get rolling, the information will be posted there. And I don't remember what. So we haven't. We have the what you call that, the domain name, but the website is not yet up.
Oh,
So
it's
for
not
now,
completed yet.
yeah, so for now, the best place to connect would be Mulberry Valley JA on Instagram.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, you have a beautiful place here, and
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for chatting with me.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it, and
Mhm.
continue being the family man that you are. It's an example. So
Thank you.
thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Blessings.
All right, so this is a little bit of the scenery that we have here by Mulberry. This is by Agent Sasco Place, and this is what the scenery is like. It's beautiful. When I tell you it's beautiful, if you're looking to do like a summer getaway, you can actually um book here to get like a nice little summer getaway. If you have like your family and your friends that you want to take out, this is just magnificent.